Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, JDiction Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan. And I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTubey stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please make sure you do so. It's just down below there. And make sure that you're hitting that like button as well if you enjoy the content that you see. And of course, if you want to leave any love behind, you can do that down in the comments below. And I absolutely appreciate reading them and enjoy them as well. Today I have something new and exciting to share with you. I have Cho and Ivy from JDiction to thank for this. They sent me this ResinCrete kit. And basically we are going to dive in and see what this is all about. So this is JDiction, and this is their product ResinCrete. It is supposed to be a epoxy UV resin alternative. So I'm going to unbox this kit and I'll show you all the stuff that it comes with. So it looks like you've got your measuring cups here. A scoop, which I'm guessing is for the ResinCrete, some colorants or pigments here. It looks like a green, maybe a black, blue, red, and yellow. A spatula, which I'm guessing is for mixing, and then some sandpapers. So this is the box, and this is what it came in. Packaged when they sent it to me, it was wrapped in some plastic mailing, and then it was in 2 different bags, or like a bag in a bag kind of thing, and then taped really well. The box did kind of get a little bit of squish there, but it looks like everything's fine. It looks like it comes with a couple of different molds here. So let's pull these out. We've got a little heart here with almost some kind of diamondy gemmed kind of siding. A kind of swirly little almost flower looking thing, which could be, looks like maybe would be a tray in the end, or a coaster of some sort, and then a tray coaster here that looks like one of the, with some ribbed little edges. So it comes with 3 little molds. They are a silicone mold by the feel of it. So if you do resin and epoxy or UV, you can use these molds with that product as well. Now this is the ResinCrete bag, and this is supposed to be an easy to use, fast curing alternative to epoxy and UV. It takes 30 minutes to demold time, and then I think it was 24 hours until it was completely set and durable and ready to go. So a lot shorter time than your normal resins. It is by volume, not by volume, it's by weight, a 10:3 ratio. So you do the powder and then you mix some water. On the back they've got all your instructions on how to do it, adding pigments, your ratios, obviously a warning that most places have, like don't eat the powder, that kind of, you know, common sense things, but not common sense things nowadays. So this is the product. It's also made out of pure minerals. You just mix it with water, so there's no chemicals, so it's eco-friendly and safe to use as well. It's supposed to be very durable and smooth, very clean, no bubbles, heat proof, that it's durable, it's food safe, all that good stuff. If you want to make it waterproof, if you're creating like a food tray or something like that, then you're going to want to seal it, but this is their packaging. It looks like it's got the rip-off tab and then a reseal on the bag, which is super nice. I like that because the likelihood of using this all in one go, probably pretty slim. I think I read that it has a 3-year shelf life, which is also really, really good because I believe normal resins are a year, so you have a little bit longer to use the product as well. And as far as I know, you can use both products together, so I could do a layer with this to get a certain effect or look and a layer of resin to kind of create that look, because based off what I've seen, this looks like it's going to be more solid, like a more of a solid color, not as transparent, very opaque. So depending on your project too, that might be something that you play around with, and they're supposed to kind of complement each other well. So yeah, this is everything that came in the kit. Looks like you have everything to kind of get yourself started for the most part. Given that it is by weight though, you'll likely want to use a scale when you're measuring out the water and the powder before you kind of mix it together. So that is something I'm going to go get. I'm going to set myself up and we're going to create something. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright everybody, I am back. I have everything I think I need all set up and ready to go to start playing with this ResinCrete product. This one I want to do a little sticker in the middle of, and so I just did a quick layer, thin layer of UV resin to get this to stick so that when I pour the ResinCrete, that sticker won't shift and move. I'm going to do the weighing out. It's a 10:3 ratio, so on the back they do tell you the mix ratios. There's 2 different options. I'm gonna go with this first one. That's my idea, and see how she works. I've got about 4 different ideas here that I want to try, but I'm only going to show the mixing for the one on camera, and then I'll mix up and do the other 3 projects that I'm looking at, let them all kind of cure up, and then I'll come back and do the demolding. So with a 10:3 ratio, I'm going to get 100 grams here of this powder. I've got my cup on just a kitchen scale, and I've zeroed it out. If you don't zero it out, then you want to add in the whatever the grams for the cup would be. We've got a runaway cup, of course. I am probably also going to make a mess because that's just what happens. Okay, I've got 98 grams. Now the guessing game to get it down to 100 grams is always fun. 102. No! You were reading 100. There we go. Now we've got 100 grams there. And so I will move that aside and do my 30 grams of water. And I've just got myself my thing of measuring cup from the kitchen. Just something small, simple. And this is the fun part, measuring down to 30. This is always the fun part, trying to get that exact measurement. Down to 32. 28. 29. 30. Okay, so I've got my 30 grams of water and my 100 grams of the powder. So now that I've got that nice and weighed out, I just mix that together. And I'm going to do that with the little spatula that they gave me. And let's see. Like I do with regular resin, I make sure that I scrape the edges just to get all the product mixed in there as best as I can. And you can see this is the consistency right now. It's a very kind of watery, drippy. Watery, drippy, very, very thin. I'm not even sure if this is going to be enough product. So maybe what I'll do is I'll work my edges here. I wasn't sure how much of this it was going to make, so I just figured go with the amount. But because it has such a short working time, I am going to make sure that I get it in the mold, even if I have to do a layered thing. So I kind of want a yellowy gold color is what I'm kind of aiming for here. Mix in that mica powder. So it is a mineral based, going with a pale color. Sometimes that can change. I'm going to drop in some of the yellow dye that came with it too, just to kind of help bright. Oopsie doodles. Ah, lid came right off. Yep. See, and this is how I craft, folks. Things like this happen to me. That's fine. We'll just put that on a towel off to the side. Stuff like that is going to happen. Come on. There we go. We got a little bit more yellows in there. Do another big clunk of the mica powder. That should hopefully give us a nice little yellow color. There we go. Now we're getting some color happening in there. That's what I wanted. I just wanted kind of a nice cheery yellow. As you can see, we've kind of got like a nice buttercup yellow happening. So yeah, we'll give that a try. Now I'm not sure how much of this is going to get in the mold without having to measure, so we'll see. I don't think it'll fill it up, just from my own experience. And that's the fun part of working with new molds as well, is kind of figuring out how much product each mold requires. I'm just going to pour. I want to do a full color here. Oh dear. Oh boy. Yeah. This is not quite even. So I'm definitely going to need more of this product, but I've poured it in like I normally would with a resin. I'm going to move that off to the side. Obviously that was my own doing. Like I said, it's going to be a bit before I get used to these different molds. But that mixing, measuring was fairly easy. A little bit of tweaking and playing if you're not bang bang on. I imagine if I get used to this product too, I mean, I might be able to have, there might be a little bit of wiggle room where if I'm not like 100% on that gram and I'm only 1 or 2 off, that it'll still work out fine. That's something I'll discover in time, of course. For now, I'm going to mix up a little bit more here, see what I can get going, work on those other projects, and then once they are all cured and demold, I will come back and I will, or once they're cured, I'll come back and we'll demold them and we'll see what everything looks like, how they turned out, all that good stuff. So I will come back with the next little chunk of this video and I'll see you then. Okay, hello everybody, we are back. The ResinCrete has cured. I've played around with 4 different kind of variants, so we'll see what turned it out. How they turned out, how it turned it out. That was some good English. Alright. So just tapping on it right away, you can hear it. It's a very solid. This is the first one. It looks like the UV wasn't maybe quite cured. Didn't quite stick to the top. I think I will have to cure that where I had the UV on there. It created a little bit of kind of bubbling and stuff I didn't want to happen. So yeah, mixing with the UV, maybe not so great. That could have been my own fault too, though. I will try to cure that and then maybe do like a little top coat and clean it up, see what I can do about that. But otherwise, this part looks really good. I've got some decent color in it. So that was that one. Then this one I mixed in some mica powder to get the color, and then added some sparkles into it of a similar color just to see how that would turn out. So there you go. Turned out not too bad. I do have some little bubbles there that happened. A couple little bubbles there. So I guess like resin, you still kind of gotta watch the bubbles a bit. I'm not perfect with resin either. I do get the bubbles still. But it's very, like you can hear it tapped, it's nice and cured. The sparkles you can see better up close, especially the ones on the surface. The ones underneath are kind of a little bit more muted. Everything is pretty opaque. It's got a very smooth surface though. Very smooth. So that was that one. And this one, I kind of took just the product itself and some leftover of the yellow and tried to do kind of a little bit of a marbly. Not sure it turned out super marbly. Or as marbled as I would have liked. You can barely see it on the back, you can see it more when up there. Not bad. I do like the edges though of this mold, very, very nice. Super small, super like smooth. Almost like a porcelain smooth. It's quite nice in that sense. That was that one. Like I said, I am not perfect with it, so I mean, these are just the results I got with a quick little play. We'll see here how this one turned out. This one I'm curious. I did try a technique that I know you can do with resin. Wasn't sure how it would work with this one. I was kind of playing a bit more with this to see how this would turn out. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see here. obviously there's some cleaning up I gotta do because this pour wasn't perfect. I covered the mold with the mica powder. There's a lot of bubbles in his tail on this one. Lots of bubbles that I got, so I was definitely not perfect there. I'd mixed just a lighter mica powder in there, mixed it actually in, but then that one I coated. I was curious to see, like with resin, the color absorbs in. This one definitely seems like it coated. If I run my hand along it, I am getting the mica powder onto my hand, so maybe not the best technique for this product, but I was curious. Probably would have been better to mix a darker blue and then do the lighter blue here, or I can seal it maybe with a little bit of resin and then like a thin coat, and then that'll be fine. But definitely, like, I like how smooth, very smooth. Like, you could do very nice figurines and statues with whatever kind of coloring you wanted, especially once you kind of work out the bubbles. And they would turn out super smooth, like super smooth. So those are the 4 little projects that I kind of played around with. Overall, the product was easy to use. Definitely mixing it up. You just measure it out. Once you're used to your mold, you can probably move it just a little bit quicker, knowing how much each mold takes. Maybe not the best mixed with resin here, like this, but it feels pretty tacky, so part of me thinks that maybe I didn't fully cure that. So that was probably my issue there. And then I did have little drips in obviously down the side somehow, that made the border look kind of eh. But otherwise, I think that would have been a pretty cool tray. So I'm going to see if I can try to salvage this tray a little bit. Clean it up where I can, cure the resin a little bit better. So maybe I have to do another little top coat or something to fix it. We'll see. Maybe do a little bit of a top coat on his tail. But yeah, overall, like I said, this product was easy to use. There were definitely no chemically smell to it. It didn't have any of that. The colors, I find, like, I used the drops of this one, which had like the acrylic paint texture. So I'm pretty sure it was probably a type of acrylic paint that we were using in here. That definitely came out a lot brighter than when I just used my mica powders. Yeah, and like when I tried to just brush the mica powder onto the mold itself, that was something that, unless you're going to do a top coat or something over just to make the tail extra shiny, then maybe not the best technique with this product. But it is super smooth. With it being food safe, I think they would make lovely coasters, lovely trays. You would just want to seal it to waterproof it so that you can wash it afterwards. These figurines, like if you were to sell these as little figurines, definitely just the smoothness of it would make that a lovely product. As well, vases, planter pots would be great, I think, using this product. There is no transparency with it, so you definitely want to use it on a product where you want it to be more opaque and solid coloring for sure. Other than that, that's about all I've really kind of noted with using this product so far. I'm definitely curious to play around with it some more, a little bit more thought out with my products. It definitely cured super quick, so that was an issue. That's kind of a nice thing is if you want a product ready now, or you have to make a ton of the same product. If you're selling it, using like a ResinCrete product would be very great for that as well. It's not bad weight-wise. Definitely feels sturdy. Would I be scared of dropping and breaking? Probably. Probably, definitely, but what wouldn't? Because I mean, it's chipped off in molds here and there, and I mean, I can easily, like thin little parts, I can just break right off into my hand. So if I dropped, it probably would chip. So I would kind of say in that sense it's a little bit more like a porcelain, plaster, or ceramic kind of idea, just with a smoother texture. They did, if you were curious to try this product, I will link it down below. Kind of do your own creations, play around, have fun with it for sure. There's probably even more that you could do with it than what I've just done here. Like I said, this really was just a quick play around. The company did give me a code savings for 5%, so if you're interested in that, I will link that down below. That is ResinCrete 52. Yeah, so I'll make sure to have all that. And once again, I have Ivy and Cho to thank from JDiction for sending me this product and letting me play around with it and kind of share my experience with you. And I'll see everybody in the next video with something new. Bye.